Hello everyone, this is Trevor from Glacialpath and my drumming series, A Drummer's Journey. Now, something I sort of came across in my practicing, that when I'm playing to a click and I've got an accent on the one, if I'm using a 4-beat bar click, my right hand naturally goes with it and accents with it. Now, that's all well and good, but there are times when you don't want any accents and you want straight notes. So obviously this is what I naturally do. What you might want to do, or what you should do as often as you do with the accents, is no accents. So this is something I need to tackle, and as you can see from the title of this episode, what holds you back? You may not realize it's holding you back, but there may be certain things you want to do, and if you do use a click, which you really should, it really helps you, is you need to really internalize that one so you can sit there and work without having an accent to emphasize where the one is. So even with threes, obviously that's accented, so let's try it without. Now let's get the click on. Hopefully you can hear this. Okay, that's the accents. Hopefully all the notes are now the same and even. So let's shut that up. Obviously a really good exercise to help with this is just to start with following the click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then double up 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. And it's really helpful if you go through 3s, 4s and even 5s. If you can manage 5s, they're a little odd, but obviously if you're accenting, you're going to have an accent on each hand, just like with the 3s, triplets, and then maybe to go up to 6s. When you get really comfortable with those kind of things, then you might want to move on to 7s and 9s and all sorts of, but you know, don't try and run before you can walk. So it will be best just to start with 1s, 2s and 3s. So let's get this a little bit louder. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now, I went off the click there, I noticed that straight away. Obviously there's a lot to concentrate on. If you're counting out loud, which will help, you still got to make sure that you're going with the click. You don't just want to wander off and ignore the click. The click's there to keep you in time. So if I do it without counting out loud and just let the click do it, So even there, once I hit the triplets, the accents came in. That's what I'm trying to tackle. This is something that is holding my playing back, because I can do all sorts of, or I used to be able to do all sorts of fancy things, but if I really wanted to do with a click, and if I was wanting to put them in a song and I was recording it to a click, I can't throw myself out. I can't just then sort of try and catch up with the click afterwards, because the guitarist and the rest of the band have to be in time, and it would just sound weird. It would really stand out. So you can sit there and get all tangled up, but unless you can do that with a click, there's no point in doing it. It's going to look flashy. Show it to your mates, yeah, you look great, but get into a studio situation, or as I've noticed over the years, guitarists are very conscious of any speeding up, and if you do a fill and you speed up and they're working away and suddenly they're like, oh hang on, he sped up, they're not going to like you. And it's to admit to yourself, or for people to say, oh, you keep going out of time, and you're like, oh no, I'm not. Try it to a click, then see if you're going out of time, and I bet you are. There will be exceptions where there's people that just got this natural rhythm inside them and it's solid. I witnessed that at Drum Tech, and it was amazing. But me personally, I've been all over the shop for years, so that's why on my journey back to being a drummer, I'm doing all of it if I can with a click. Anyway, so let's start that again. So that was my attempt at going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and obviously when I hit the 5, to get back onto the click, I had to accent on the 1. Now that's just where I am at the moment in this process. So this is what I'm showing you, and then even when I got to the 6s, I had to accent each one. So but at some point I just want it to be even strokes. So you don't get the, you don't always want accents. Now what really brought this to my attention was when I would go to do, so you may have seen from, if you've watched the trailer of this channel, well, and you can see from the picture that comes up after the red eye bit, I have 3 rack toms and 2 floor toms. If I want to do a nice fast fill, I don't always want to go, I want to be able to go but round the drums. And what this arm got used to doing was, as it went, well, as it even started the fill, I would start with an accent, and then as I got to the next drum it would accent, and the next drum, and so on. Now I listen to a lot of death metal, and one of my favourite drummers is Nicholas Barker, and he does just some amazing super fast fills, and they don't have accents. Now hopefully that's not been done in the studio. That's not to do with drum replacement and the accents have been taken out. I imagine it's not. You know, I imagine it's straight. And when I've tried to do that myself, I can't help but do the accent, and that's really frustrating. So what I've been working on, I've been practicing for half an hour before I've done this video, is to get rid of the accent, apart from when I want to do it, when I want it. Now strangely, if I do a blast beat, there is no accent. This hand, they literally, there's no accent. But then if I try and do something elsewhere on the kit, the accent comes back. So that's something I clearly don't have control of. That's what's holding my playing back. So this is what I'm getting at. What's holding you back? What do you not really realise that as you're playing, you think, oh, well, I've seen this drummer do this and I wish I could do it, but I can't. Why can't I do it? Now, there's been a few other little things in my preparation for this video and in my practice before this video. One of the things I've realised is I don't breathe properly, which is very important. So when you're drumming, you know, I don't breathe properly, and I think this is why I have an energy problem. And obviously you're not getting oxygen into your system, so the blood starts to starve from it with all the movement. And obviously another thing is make sure you drink, feed the muscles, they need the water to help with everything. So if you, like me, suffer with tiredness, or you're trying to build up stamina, you know, you've seen all these drummers doing super fast blast beats for ages and ages, and they're not always using a fancy technique. It's really from the wrists. Hopefully they drink properly, and you know, they look after their muscles and they stretch. You can't just do all these things just by sitting at a kit and going, yeah, I'll play as fast as I can. You might last for 10 seconds or so, and then you'll just be knackered. So let's get back to the point. Really getting control of your limbs and what you're playing. You controlling it, not you being driven by needing to accent. So yeah, like I said, this is what I'm working on. But nice confident hits. Let's get the click going again. So it's all well and good playing like that, but get some volume to it. went completely out there. So this is why I'm practicing, and this is why it's important to use a click. But so like I said, when I got to the 5s, I had to accent. It's going to take a long time for me to be able to do that internally. And you know, I'm not going to go up to 7s or 9s yet. This is at 100 BPM, by the way. So you need to find, don't start at, you know, 120, 160 or whatever. Probably best to start even at 80. So if I put this on 80, and I'll show you why. So what you want to do is just follow the click and then speed up. So 1s, 2s, maybe 3s, or just do it in stages of 2. So and this is my weak hand, by the way, so this is a really good thing, one to help it catch up with this hand, but you'll see in a minute what I'm doing. Okay, so now you see why you start at a slower tempo. So let's put it up to 90. Now 100 BPM. Now obviously, as you speed up, you may have to change technique. Now I'm trying to keep my left hand working with the wrist at a faster pace because I can do it with my right hand. So I don't want to have to change technique with this hand just to keep up with this hand. I want the techniques to be the same. That will help with the evenness of your playing. So let's do it 100. Okay, let's do something silly and jump to 120. Now, you're probably thinking, hang on Trevor, you've done your usual thing and meandered off from accents to just doing single strokes with the left hand. But it's all part of it. You'll see why in a minute. See, all over the top. That's my limit at the moment, probably 110. Okay, so why am I doing that instead of talking about accents? So if you don't want to do accents, the action of putting an accent in actually helps feed what the other hand is doing. Okay. So doing it at faster tempos, what can happen is you get this. Okay, and that's because this is lagging behind. This is not as strong as this one. So if I try the same thing as I've just done with my left, with my right, like 120. That was terrible. So probably because I'm getting a bit tired. So let's put that down to 100. Okay, so again, it became a mess when I doubled up. But if I do it with accents, it's a bit better. Again, I'm getting tired. So, and obviously I haven't practiced as much as I need to. So that's why it's important. So again, the accents, to me, they lead the body to work in a certain way. Also, they emphasize the one, so you know where you are in the rudiment you're doing, or the fill you're doing. So to be able to do the same things with nice even strokes, and obviously you need to do it at different levels as well, so really quietly. And loudly. There's your dynamics, they're really important too. So when you practice, and if you don't want to annoy someone too much, right. Anyway, right, sorry it's been a while, but couldn't really think of anything for a video that was going to be interesting, and But as you can see, got my lovely Black Panther t-shirt on to match the snare drum. And yeah, this is old too, as all my drumming t-shirts are. They're old. So yeah, one of my many t-shirts. Anyway, right, so that's the end of this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to know as soon as I've loaded a new video. I hope this was interesting for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.